The number one thing that you can do to have success on Instagram is to follow some top accounts in your niche. So you can really understand how they've laid out their profile, what information they're putting there, and most importantly, what content are they putting out that is getting a huge amount of engagement. So to find those top accounts, what you want to do is come to the Discovery tab in Instagram. And you can see that by default, Instagram is going to be suggesting some accounts and even highlighting some content here. Now, what you really want to do to find accounts in your niche are either to type the account names right in the top here, or start to look for some keywords in your business. So let's just imagine that I was a personal finance planner, and I could just type in something like personal finance. Now, what I want to make sure that I'm selecting here is not just the top posts or hashtags, but in particular, I want to look at individual people here. And then you really want to scroll down and start to really have a look into some of these accounts here. See how many followers they have. See the way that they laid out their profile. They're using some emojis here. They've got a link to their website. They've got their email there. And importantly is then the type of content that they're putting out. Now, this is probably the best way for you to understand, is Instagram for you? If there are people here getting engagement on their content, you can be guaranteed that you could do the same thing as well. And let's click into some of their content to see how much engagement they're getting. Okay, so 87 likes. Let's have a look at this one, 70 likes. And we can get a sense, there's a couple of quotes here, there's pictures here. But what we might want to do if we don't think that this is the greatest match and an account for us to model is right beside their account, beside the follow button, there's a little drop down blue arrow. And then we can see some other suggestions. Even if we click see all, we can get a full list of these similar accounts on the similar topic. And here we go, Dave Ramsey. He's got a blue tick beside his name. So that's a verified account, and it's also said is popular there. So this could be a good account for us to model if we were in this niche. We can see a lot more followers this time around, 586K. And he's got a link there, call, email directions. And let's have a look at some of the content. 5,400 likes. Congratulations, it's a repost. Excited to announce it became debt free. Okay, so here is some interesting type content if I was in this niche, really showing people who have achieved a goal that maybe I'm a consultant to help them to achieve. And essentially this is a repost again. So this is somebody else's content that this guy Dave Ramsey has just reposted and tagged the Instagram accounts of the actual people in the picture. So already I'm building up a very clear idea of how to do it well and the type of content that I can put out. There's some kind of people here becoming debt free. There's some quotes here that's kind of related to this niche. And you can see that even for this type of business, there isn't a requirement for you to appear hugely on camera all the time and be like an Instagram celebrity who's beautiful and doing their nails. There are other possibilities for using Instagram to market a business. And that's why I wanted to start with something a little bit more that you wouldn't think would fit perfectly with Instagram. But you can see here, he is America's trusted voice on money, huge following, getting a huge amount of engagement on his posts. So if I wanted to get into this niche, then I go ahead and follow him. And even from here, I can go ahead and do the drop down arrow again and start to find similar accounts there. And even it's going to show me some popular people. So it's going to take a while for you to go ahead and click through and find those top accounts that you can follow. It'll take you maybe 10 minutes to find 5 accounts, but this short exercise is really going to accelerate your success on Instagram because you're going to be modeling people who are already successful on the platform. And as you can probably guess or know, that is just the fastest straight line to success. So what I would recommend you do is come into the Discovery tab of Instagram, type in your keyword or any top profile on Instagram that you may be already aware of, and go in there, and from that one account you can find 4 other accounts to follow, and then that information and their information is going to appear in your newsfeed, and so you're going to be constantly updated with whatever posts they pop out. That's going to be in your newsfeed, and that's a great way for you to track those top accounts just by coming into the home section. So go ahead now and follow 5 accounts on Instagram. This is the quickest way that you're going to accelerate your success, because it'll tell you how to lay out your account and the exact type of content that you should be posting to get engagement as well.